What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Now in this video I'm going to be covering part 6 of the in-game cinematics for Legacy of the Void. We're making good progress. I mean, looking at it now, 1 hour 54 minutes we've actually got through. We've got about an hour and 30 to go, so I reckon maybe 2 more parts in total. Yeah, it's getting good. This one is now unsealing the past. So without further ado, let's get into it.
The shield emitters on Endion must be disabled if we are to reactivate Cyros. The time to begin is now, Hierarch.
Okay, Felix. Okay, Felix, let's go.
Cyros, the vault of the Purifiers.
Yeah.
It is fortunate that Amon's brood...
I remember now, so they're going to obviously unlock the rest of these Purifiers, but there's a risk that last time they unlock them, in essence, they turned against their masters. But I think if they do it right this time, if they treat them as actual people and respect them, then it might work to their advantage. We shall see.
has been unable to penetrate its stasis grid.
I now have access to Endion's records. The stasis grid is sealed by complicated locking mechanisms. They can only be destabilized by a certain device, the megalith. I'll begin recovering it now, so it may work on the locks.
It will need protection. These forests already crawl with Zerg abominations.
Then we shall clear them out.
I like it.
If I may, Hierarch, this facility once developed powerful weapons for the Empire.
I have heard tale of the mighty colossi, scaling cliffs, besieging enemies from afar. Let us see how they fare against the Zerg.
Well done. The area is secure.
Pretty good, I take
Warp
it.
coordinates for our nexus point are locked. Karax, activate the megalith.
Let's go.
Authorization in progress. The megalith should be ready shortly, Hierarch. We will monitor its status and alert you when it is online. The final lock is destabilizing, and the grid is down. We've done it! Cyros is free from stasis.
Recall our forces from Endion's surface. We take this battle to Cyros.
I assume your plan is to bind these robotic warriors to your will.
They will be allowed their freedom, much like Phoenix. Making slaves of them is what led to their revolt before.
You see, so that's what I was talking about before. And Artanis, he's a good leader. He knows what he's doing. So I think that's the right choice as well. I'm sure this guy's going to have a different opinion.
Oh, this foolish idealism taxes my patience.
Idealism? They are the replications of our greatest champions.
Exactly.
We seek to free your people from Ma'lash, and yet you desire to enslave mine?
I care not for freedom that softens a people. I will dethrone Ma'lash and save my kind from oblivion. But they will not be free. They will serve me. Freedom is a delusion granted to the weak by the strong.
You speak as Amon does. For the sake of your life, that will change.
Instill the Phoenix machine as the new executor of the Purifiers, and use them as the tools of destruction they were built to be.
Why was Endion chosen as the world Cyros was to orbit?
For thousands of years, it has been a research retreat. Here, Protoss scholars secluded themselves from political affairs to focus on the task of devising technology that would benefit the Empire. The Psi Matrix was first conceived here. When it was decided that the Purifiers would be shut down, they became a symbol of achievement, but also the dangers of it.
So they were brought to a research colony.
Where better than a place where our greatest scientists resided, constantly improving Cyros' stasis field.
Makes
And
sense.
how many resided on the world below?
800,000 Kalai, a contingent of Templar.
I only hope their deaths were swift.
They cannot all be like Phoenix, Hierarch. if you would listen to me just once.
Not you again.
The Purifiers are dangerous. Perhaps you must learn this firsthand.
Your plan worked, Karax. The stasis grid is down. We must act now.
If we can bring Cybros online, the battle station should begin to defend itself.
And the Purifiers?
They have lain dormant for millennia. They may still harbor anger towards us. If they turn on us, we will have to fight.
We failed them before, not understanding what it was we had birthed. These personalities may be replications, but they are alive.
After spending so much time with Phoenix, I share your belief.
Cybros will not be able to resist the Zerg for long. We should move quickly if we hope to save the Purifiers.
I require your honest counsel, Phoenix. Do you believe the Purifiers will join us?
I do not know. They may harbor rage, resentment for the actions of our forebears.
The Daylom is not the Conclave. We are united in purpose, like never before.
And that is why the Purifiers must be allowed to choose their fate for themselves. Without freedom, a people can be controlled, but never united.
Ooh, like it,
This
Phoenix.
is true.
Okay.
And yet, the Firstborn have ill need of another enemy.
And I believe in you to not create one. Your actions determine the future for both the Templar and the Purifiers.
No pressure.
But now is the time to act, Hierarch.
You are right. The way forward may be difficult, but it is necessary. Thank you, my friend.
For each secret I unravel, another lies in wait. The Zelnaga think in ways I can scarcely understand. It is unreasonably frustrating. Curious, this Terran research speculates the Keystone would kill any Protoss near it. Such a simple interpretation of the evidence.
With the stasis grid down, the Zerg have begun infesting the surface of Cybros. We do not have long if we wish to save the Purifiers.
Let's go.
Your Templar are ready, Hierarch. Give the word, and it shall be reclaimed. These Zerg are truly as tenacious as the archives claim. Their infestation already spreads across the surface.
And Amon's hybrid has begun fortifying the hives. We must hope for the aid of the Purifiers to win this battle.
Indeed. According to the station schematics, Cybros' power architecture is divided into 4 distinct quadrants. Each is sealed by 3 null circuits. Destroying all of the circuits in a quadrant should restore its power, activating at least some of the Purifiers.
Okay. Let's go.
We will need to keep a watchful eye upon the core matrix. If the Zerg destroy it, Cybros falls as well. I am Executor Tal'darim. I address the leader of the Firstborn.
Executor Clolarian, your deeds are taught to all Templar, even to this day.
Cease your adulation. Why do you seek the Purifiers?
Brothers, you were created to protect the Empire.
Here we go.
Yet we did
Here we
not
go.
treat you as you deserved. As true Templar, I implore you to forgive our ancestors' mistakes, to take up your ancient charge once more,
Find
and
out.
join us as equals.
Would it work?
We will see if you speak truth. You will aid us in purifying this alien threat.
Okay.
Only then shall we discuss this further. Sentinels! Advance upon the alien stronghold. Purify the invaders.
Hierarch, Cybros has reached full power, and the Purifiers are cleansing the station of the Zerg.
Fight on, brothers. Slaughter them to the last.
Wait, I been disconnected from Cybros' systems. The core is activating. It's going to fire.
Tal'darim, what are you...
Commencing purification.
Whoa, what are you doing? Uh-oh. Okay. Basically like the Death Star, innit? It reminds me of, in Star Wars, the Death Star. Let me see who is going to purify. No. Wow.
Biosigns disappearing. The surface of Endion has been cleansed of life.
It is over.
Is that what they want?
Phoenix, contact the Purifiers. I would speak to them.
That's cool.
Executor Tal'darim. You have awoken during the Firstborn's darkest hour. You have shown us that the Purifiers are a mighty force that could turn the tide of this war. I ask you now to honor your sacred charge as Templar and fight beside your brethren as you did before.
You are no different than the Conclave. Once again, you try to control us.
No. I wish to make amends for our past failures. I have fought battles alongside one of you. Phoenix, the one you are linked with. The Conclave feared your kind, but they are no more. I know you are true Templar. I have seen it. I ask that we stand as one, or none of us shall stand at all.
I will counsel with the others. They are deliberating.
Come on. Come on. Here we go.
If we are to follow, we would ask the entity Phoenix to speak for us. There is much about this time we do not yet understand. But as long as you hold to your word, Hierarch, the Purifiers shall join the Firstborn.
Okay, good, so it's worked. Okay. In fact, one quick question though. They basically destroyed that planet, didn't they? I guess that was something that Artanis didn't want them to do, but they decided, should I say, to do it anyway. They decided to do it anyway. Why was that though? I don't understand that. I don't understand why Artanis didn't want to destroy that planet, and they did. Clearly, obviously, it was infected by Zerg, but was that the reason? Because it was infected by Zerg, or was there something else behind it? I don't know. Anyways, let's carry on.
Hierarch, I have powered up a new ship subsystem. You can review it in the solar core now.
These advancements have proved their worth. We should have integrated the Purifiers long ago, instead of imprisoning them. We have come far from a race on the brink of extinction, but it is not over yet. These advancements have proved their worth. We should have...
This errand of yours has been a waste of our time.
This guy...
We should leave for Slain.
The Purifiers will be a useful addition to our forces. I would hardly call this an errand.
Yes, but as we already discussed, you chose to give them freedom, hoping that they will do as you command.
Do not presume to lecture me about my decisions, Tal'darim.
But I so enjoy our exchanges.
That's funny.
I think we are all pleased by your success with the Purifiers. Well, except the Preserver over there. You were bold, Artemis. Sometimes a little too reckless. But it has worked in your favor. You were bold, Artemis. Sometimes...
Amon's presence within the Kala grows stronger. He is becoming harder to resist.
You risk much for this, Rohana.
He believes all suffering, all conflict, results from the Zelnaga's infinite cycle. That it must end.
Yes, he has made this clear.
But you see only the surface. Underneath, a silent hatred roils within him. A prideful resentment that would see all worlds burn. The hybrid are the true face of Amon. He wishes not only for the Zelnaga's creations to be set aside, but for them to suffer.
Wait.
I have been analyzing the Purifier bodies en masse. Their systems function more effectively when in proximity to each other. Outlying protocols can be offloaded to unoccupied cores.
What does any of that mean, Karax?
Exactly.
Their data web was designed to replicate the sense of the Kala. They are connected to each other.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting.
Yes, however, it is a synthetic representation. There is no emotional wave.
The engineers who built them could not imagine how they could ever be seen as Protoss without the light of the Kala. If only our ancestors could see us now.
Yep.
Curious. This Terran research speculates the keystone...
We have achieved an incredible feat, friend Phoenix.
Phoenix. I have been thinking more upon that name. It is the moniker of another. I do not believe I should use it any longer.
Robocop.
I am not he.
Phoenix was the bravest warrior I have ever known. He faced terrible odds and emerged victorious. Slayed enemies the likes of which most cannot even comprehend. And yet, you have proven to be of equal bravery. He would have been honored that a warrior such as you bore his name. And so am I.
Wow.
Your words honor me, Hierarch. But one day, I must find my own path and my own name.
It brings me great joy that the Purifiers have chosen to join the Daylom. But Amon's armies are still a threat. Mobius Corps is overseeing Amon's hybrid production lab. I will not let this continue. We will go to Revanskar and destroy the station before Amon can create more of these abominations.
Sounds like a plan. Okay.
Siding with Alarak is indeed a risk.
You think?
Hierarch, as ordered, my Dark Templar have tracked Mobius Corps to their base within the asteroid belt of Revanskar.
Well done. Karax, what do you know of their defenses?
The asteroid field is highly volatile and guards the base's outer rim. The Spear of Endion will not be able to pass. However, our carriers could strike at the heart of the facility.
We will set a course at once. Amon has taken away my armies. So shall I take away his.
Okay. Wow.
Ready our ships for assault.
Hierarch, Mobius Corps' vessels are not moving into attack position.
Ooh, it's a trap.
Something isn't right.
Our shielding has been punctured. I'm detecting Terran cloak signatures on the lower decks, heading toward the bridge.
Oh, invaded already. Whoa.
Templar, to me! We will not let the Spear of Endion fall! Karax, we cannot let this assault interfere with our plan. Mobius Corps will not expect a counterattack. Though you are not a warrior, you know their defenses better than any other. I entrust this task to you, Facesmith.
And guarantee he's going to die. Guarantee.
Lead our carriers against the facility while my warriors hold here.
It will die. Oh well.
As you command, Hierarch.
Look how nervous he is. Don't blame him.
With our ship boarded, I need our best warriors here. I know you are not trained for battle, Smith, but with your tactical expertise, you can destroy this facility. Go now, with my full faith behind you.
Talk about throwing him in the deep end. Jeez. Whew. Okay.
The Mobius facility. As we suspected, this is where Amon's hybrid armies are born. The operation is fueled by 3 power cores. Destroying them will destabilize the facility and allow us to annihilate the remaining structure. If I establish our nexus point on the outer edge of the platform, the Templar can fight their way in. But there are no ground paths and few minerals. Fortunately, our carriers are ready now. With their help, I might have a chance.
Okay.
The final power core has been destroyed. We must strike now. Hierarch, is the Spear of Endion secure?
Yes, we repelled the invaders before they could reach the solar core. Our weapon systems are yours to command.
It was my honor to serve. Fire!
What?
Amon's hybrid facility lies in ruin. His hybrid armies shattered. And yet, for the briefest of moments, we lingered on the cusp of ruin. We endured because of the actions of one brave Templar. In the midst of darkness, I have seen a light. I have seen defiant hope. Carax of the Kalai, you were born a craftsman from a caste of engineers. But now, you stand as a warrior. Today, it is clear that the age of castes has come to its end. Today, we must all become Templar.
Yeah, these stripes, aren't they?
I have faith in Carax. Through him, I see that Templar are defined by their deeds, not their caste. This victory belongs to Carax. Our enemies shall fall, one by one.
Such hubris, to think that they could control what they did not understand. Oh, it's always hubris with the Terrans. Get too close to a black hole, and it will crush you.
We once thought the same of the Tal'darim, Alarak. We believed you mindless and obedient slaves.
And we thought you were weak, impure, and unworthy. And yet now we stand together.
Perhaps we acted too rashly with Mobius Core. There may have been a different way.
Oh, Templar, is there ever a moment when your people do not doubt themselves? No, Artanis. Extermination was the only course. The hybrid leave nothing to save.
There you go, point.
Our scouts are reporting the Dominion is attempting to fight back the Golden Armada. Despite their efforts, multiple systems have fallen. Carax did well. I think he will make a fine Templar. May those Terrans find peace in death. Carax did well.
Rohana.
I can see it, Artanis. The truth Amon wishes to hide. While his brethren, the Zelnaga, slumbered through the millennia, Amon and his followers descended upon Ire.
And he uplifted our people. They ruled over us as teachers, as gods.
He changed us, manipulated our essence. But we grew beyond his control. He and his followers fled to Xeris to create the Zerg. The hybrid are the culmination of his efforts. false Zelnaga, created in his image. We must...
Rohana, this is too dangerous. You cannot go on like this.
I must, Hierarch. It is my duty to know the truth, to bear it. I know now. This is my purpose.
Is it?
The deeds of a Templar suit you, Karax.
For the entirety of my life, I have given myself to the art of creation. My war has been one of design, a battle against obstacles that hinder optimization. I am a face smith, and will always be my first calling. But, as times change, those who were not born true Templar can become so through their deeds.
Then ready yourself, Templar. You will be needed.
Hierarch, the Purifiers are impressed with your leadership. They clamor to strike at the heart of Amon.
Friend Phoenix, they are impressed equally with yours.
Yes, they have chosen to follow my command. Leadership is new for me, as is everything else.
I had not intended to become Hierarch. I questioned the decision. There had to be someone more worthy. Do not fall into the same mental traps I did, my friend. The Purifiers follow you for a reason, as the Dalam now follow me. Self-doubt will only cloud your decision-making.
You speak truth, Hierarch. You speak as a leader.
Revanskar has fallen, and through its death, the Templar have been born anew. But the matter of the Tal'darim still concerns me. Siding with Alarak is indeed a risk. Tassadar, old friend, what would you do? Zeratul, would you have me take such a chance? The answer matters little. If this alliance can weaken Amon's armies, then it is...
For me as well, it's the lesser of two evils. I can see the doubts he's got with it, but in his position, particularly at that point as well, for me it's the lesser of two evils. Hopefully, it was the right decision. We'll find out.
A chance that must be taken. It is an armada.
Behold the Death Fleet under Amon's command, poised on laying waste to all life in the sector.
Then we had best act swiftly.
Rak'shir. Usurpation by ritual combat cannot be rushed. Its rites demand careful preparations if they are to be accepted.
We are in orbit above a hostile world with an imposing fleet, and you speak of preparation?
I intend to depose Ma'lash, the ruler of an entire people, and bring them under my thrall. You will aid me, and in return, I will remove the Tal'darim from this conflict.
See?
That was our bargain.
It's tough,
To
innit?
do this, the ritual must be carried out as tradition demands.
This bargain grows less appealing by the moment. I hope no one gets into the Terrazine while we're on Slain. It is such a difficult habit to break. I will make the Tal'darim our allies, not Amon's. If all of Alarak's people are as grim as he is, this will be quite an interesting alliance.
Yep, it will be.
I wish to know more about this Rak'shir, your ritual combat.
To understand Rak'shir, you must first understand the sacred chain of ascension that ultimately links to Amon.
Ooh.
Each of us is shackled to his will, and to the will of he who is in the link above. And yet, there is a way to ascend. By blade and blood, any Tal'darim can usurp the position of the one above.
Just really reminds me of Star Wars again. The Sith. In the Sith, they obviously, in a way, when the apprentice becomes the master, usually it's by killing his master. And the master kind of accepts that as well, and it's accepted in the whole Sith society as well. The weak are killed by the strong, even if it means you stabbing your master in the back. Kind of a similar thing going on here as well, which kind of makes sense why he's how he is.
His station. It is through this ritual that Amon's ascendants are assured to be the most capable to carry out his will.
Then Ma'lash is the most powerful of your people?
He is considered so, but he has yet to face me.
Ooh. Let's go then. Let's find
Golden
out.
Armada has devastated the sector, Artanis. I know we cannot engage them directly, but this must not continue. Many of the Tal'darim still hate us. I must keep my people safe. Of all the planets in the galaxy, they chose Slain for their homeworld. Whatever shall we do with this Malarak? He is quite unpleasant.
There are things I understand about the Tal'darim. Their zeal, their desire to appease their god. What I cannot understand is why Amon would cast aside his loyal allies so easily. Why he would betray their sacred trust and treat them as fodder.
I have felt his grand ambitions, Artanis. The dark truth is, Amon wishes no allies, aside from his hybrid. He believes he's ending a cycle of violence, but he only brings about an eternity of abomination.
I've been analyzing the Tal'darim's war machines. Their technology is cloned from Kalai designs. Aside from the construction materials, there is little deviation. How is this feat possible?
There have always been legends of vessels that set out into the cosmos and never returned. Of attack forces gone missing.
I have heard these stories. Whispers of angry spirits of our past that strike when you are most vulnerable. Imagine if all this time we have been fighting an unknown war against the Tal'darim.
It would explain a great deal.
That'd be ironic,
How
wouldn't it?
sad. They are thieves, never knowing the joys of their own invention. How despicable.
Wait.
What will happen to Alarak if he fails? I am merely curious. I cannot bring myself to hope for Alarak's victory, but I also cannot hope for his defeat.
Exactly. Yeah.
These Tal'darim have strange customs.
What possible source of void energy is emanating from Slain? Hybrid? I shudder to think what lurks below. The keystone is resonating to void energies below. We should investigate this further, Hierarch.
Okay, let's go. Steps
In order to
right.
invoke the challenge of Rak'shir, preparations must be completed. As the decrees of old describe, ready your warriors. Ma'lash will surely attempt to interfere. These are Ma'lash's guardians. I need
You know what though, I feel like there's more to the story than actually is being told at this moment in time. Ma'lash, he's made out like the Ma'lash is the bad guy, he's the good guy, he wants to take over, he's the rightful ruler. I feel like there's a little bit more than that going on. We'll find out.
to eliminate them before I proceed.
If it must be done. Wait, what is that strange fog?
Here we go.
Terrazine. It flows in cycles from the chasms of Slain, bringing us closer to the void. Amon's forces will be able to manifest until the flow subsides.
Whoa.
They do not possess their full power here, yet they will strike at your base ruthlessly.
Well,
I thought you promised an assured victory, Alarak.
You enjoy a challenge, do you not?
Very well. My forces will pursue the Guardians while it is clear. When the Terrazine flows, we must endure the onslaught.
Instructions. You go to your death, Alarak. The Dark God will destroy you. I have heard enough of his
Guardian of
lies.
Ma'lash. Okay.
The ritual is complete. What now?
Well, they were not part of the ritual, but these traitors would have aided Ma'lash in it, and I wish to see them die.
Whoa. Okay.
Now the time has come. High Lord, hear me. I invoke the right of Rak'shir. Fight me according to our laws, or die a coward.
Where you at?
We meet in combat at daybreak. You shall have your challenge.
Challenge accepted.
I am going to make this clear. The Templar are not a weapon you can wield as you wish. We are not here to slay your enemies under false pretenses. Deceive me again, and this alliance of ours comes to an end.
Slaying Ma'lash's guardians fulfilled more than one purpose. Once the High Lord lies dead at my feet, none will challenge my rule.
So he basically lied to Atanis and killed, basically, I think it was his guardian one, his guardian first. He killed them around him first, so he guaranteed that if he did beat Ma'lash, no one would then usurp him. Cheeky.
After all these years, my victory is nearly at hand. I feel his concern, Artanis. He knows that I'm coming for him.
Ma'lash?
No. Amon.
Oh.
Through the breath of creation, I peer beyond the veil. Oh, yes, I feel his rage washing over me. He knows I no longer fear him. He knows that the Tal'darim have no collar for him to control. I will turn the Chosen against him.
Do not assume you are already victorious, Alarak. Do not let the Terrazine cloud your judgment. You have a battle to win first.
The battle is already won.
Is it?
In my mind's eye, I have delivered the killing blow in 1,000 ways.
From my experience, overconfidence is your opponent's greatest ally. Do not let yours aid Ma'lash.
Spoken as one who welcomes defeat.
We shall see.
One of our combat units can be assigned a new faction through the console in the War Council.
I will make the Tal'darim our allies, not Amon's. Ma'lash has proven himself to be a dangerous leader.
Indeed. That's why my victory shall be the sweetest of ecstasy.
This guy.
Has he defeated many in this rite?
Countless. He ascended the chain with brutal wrath, plowing through all who opposed him. It's as if he were blessed by the Dark God. They called him the Blade of Amon.
And still he was challenged?
It is our way. He defeated each with lingering cruelty. Ma'lash revels in bringing his challengers to the edge of death and tormenting them for a time after.
That does not comfort me, Alarak.
Comfort is a myth, given to younglings until they are ready for the trials and pain that is true existence. Leave me. It is time to make preparation.
This is going to be funny though, isn't it? It's going to be funny if Alarak loses. They've done all this thing for him. They've gone all the way this way for him, and then he loses. Because if he loses, then what? Then what's going to happen? Yeah, it'll be all for nothing. So, we'll see though. We'll see. Do you know what? And also, I feel like he's got a betrayal in him. Alarak's got a betrayal in him, if you know what I mean. Once he gets power, I've got no confidence that he's going to keep his word to Artanis. That's just me personally. I've just got a sneaky feeling he's going to get what he wants, and then he's going to be like, nah, forget this deal. Forget it.
This chain of ascension is a despicable practice.
It is how the Kalai once thought of the Nerazim's Shadow Walk.
There is no comparison. Our society was not founded upon...
Their culture is one unyielding hierarchy, servant to master, a constant reinforcement of their bondage to Amon. But they have been lied to, Matriarch.
And how could this change if it is all they have ever known?
Our people once only knew hatred of one another, suspicion.
Yes.
We viewed your practices as barbaric, and you viewed ours as cruel.
Fair point.
It is the same with the Tal'darim, with the destruction of Amon, and the revelation of his betrayal. I expect their entire society to seek out who they truly are, and what they wish to be.
Okay. Artanis. Okay.
Amon does not care for the lives of Protoss. How unfortunate that most of the Tal'darim are blind to their fate. Alarak may seem untrustworthy, but I think he lacks the finesse for deceit.
Karax,
Don't know,
the
you know.
keystone.
I don't know.
It's reacting to void energies upon the planet's surface, most likely. I've seen this before on Ulnar. This terrazine must be directly linked to the void.
The Tal'darim call it the breath of creation. They believe imbibing it allows them to speak directly to Amon.
A far-fetched claim, yet I cannot deny its plausibility. The substance's properties appear to be foreign to our universe.
Perhaps this is why it is so holy to them. They seek out planets rich in terrazine and turn them into temples to their god.
Our coming here may be a blessing to us. If the keystone reacts to terrazine like it does with void energy, I may be able to use it to stress the artifact, determine its limits.
Perhaps fate has not abandoned us completely. We must have faith.
I prefer results, Hierarch. Amon is powerful in measures that eclipse even the Queen of Blades. There is no room for uncertainty.
The darkness within calls for the blood of Ma'lash.
So now this one is Overthrow Ma'lash. So what I'm going to do is 56 minutes left. I'm going to leave it here. This is going to set up perfectly for the 7th and final part of the in-game cinematics for Legacy of the Void. Yeah, really good so far. But one thing I'll definitely say is Alarak, I don't trust him. If he can kind of lie, it was like not even like a white lie. He basically deceived Artanis before, didn't he, by killing the Ma'lash's guardian. If he can deceive him before, he can deceive him again. So I've got a sneaky feeling that if he does kill Ma'lash, he's going to go back on his word. That's just my hunch. But yeah, I think I should leave it here today, guys, on this one. It should set up nicely for the next episode, which is going to be about an hour long, which is good. Yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this in-game cutscenes as well. Hopefully you're enjoying my reactions and thoughts on this as well. And if you did and do, feel free to like, comment, and maybe also subscribe if you've not done so already. And yeah, I will leave you guys. I will see you guys in the next one.